time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming out of the rain to hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places. All but the horns, they're blowing that sound. Way on down south, way on down south London town. Check out Guitar George, he knows all the chords. It's strictly rhythm, he doesn't want to make it cry or sing. They say an old guitar is all he can afford when he gets under the lights to play his thing. Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't make the scene. He's got a daytime job, he's doing alright. He can play the honky tonk like anything, saving it up for Friday night with the Sultans. Yeah, with the Sultans of Swing. Hey everyone, welcome to MT Guitar. Today we're doing Sultans of Swing by Dire Straits. So, this is such a classic song, of course, so much fun to play, and I wanted to make it accessible for all levels on an acoustic guitar, and that's why I have the capo here. Obviously, the studio recording is with an electric, no capo, but I really just had a good time making this a lot easier to play for any level, and it makes everything easier, not only the chords, so there's no bar chords here, I'm using my thumb on the F and the G, but also the fills, right? They all just really roll off really easily. You know. So it's funny because now the fills are even easier too. So the whole song just kind of works really well with this capo. I did move it down from 5th fret, which is where it would be if you want to play along with the recording. So you can just move the capo up 2 frets and do everything I'm going to teach you. And this way, literally those are the notes he's playing. At pitch, but if you just go down 2 frets and play the same exact chords, it's a little easier to play because you have a little more room. So I tend not to go above 3rd fret capo. So I'm going to write this out in 2 different arrangements on the Patreon. I'm going to write it as a strict rhythm and lead separation. So you have the chords and the strumming, and then underneath that you've got the fills. So if you're playing with friends or you just want to play them standalone by themselves, you can. And then I'll combine it all into one single solo guitar arrangement, which is what I just played. And that's a ton of fun to do, but it can be kind of tricky. So I want you to play this song as quickly as possible. So maybe you can start with just the chords and work your way to the fills. Either way, we're going to cover it all here in this lesson. And for those who are curious, I did have a lesson on this song on the electric. Gosh, when the channel just got started maybe 3.5 years ago or so. So I'll leave a link for that video in the description below where I actually played it on the electric without a capo. And also stay tuned because I'm going to cover both of the solos of this song on the acoustic. Okay, and you know, it's a great workout. So I'm really excited about that. So stay tuned for that. It's a wonderful skill to be able to play solos with your fingers, and that's something Mark Knopfler is just amazing at. So we're going to zoom in and do this, but just keep in mind that there's going to be a couple things that might be new to you, so I'm going to provide a couple options. For instance, this is a raschiato. Basically, I'm going sort of a flamenco technique here. Now, you can just simply go down, up, down, and get the same effect. Like when it goes to C, just just go down, up, down if it's tricky to get the raschiato. The raschiato is something that's not typical in sort of pop rock music, but it's up with the thumb, down with the ring, down with the index. You know, so that's sort of what I'm doing. You could also do totally fine. Either way, a ton of fun to play, and let's go ahead and zoom in and learn this. All right, so I think the best way to go through this is we're going to go through all the rhythm, get you playing all the chords so you understand the song and the chord progression and sort of the strumming pattern. Even that has some lead-like playing because, you know, when you do that thing, that's kind of a lead thing. So there is some lead elements in the rhythm part. Then when we get through that, we'll just go through the fills sort of an isolated way, and then you can combine them if you want. The Patreon has it combined as well, so that would be something you can try as well. So why don't we just start with the rhythm? And you know, I mentioned in the introduction here that there's two things you can do, and actually I was cutting it short. There's three things you can do. So first off, the raschiato, you know, I'm going up with the thumb, down with the ring, down with the index. Really great raschiato. So if you want to play a raschiato and you're new to it, this is the perfect song to do it. However, you really need to get some muscle memory and finger strength going to get that going. So that's thumb up, ring down, index down. So when I go down, and then thumb up, ring down, index down. And it's actually kind of a slap mute after the raschiato, so it would be, you know. So kind of a lot going on. So that's one option. You can also do down, up, down. Probably, I'm assuming most of you will want to do that because you don't have to learn any new techniques. You can just do it right away. Down, down, up, down, and then of course you slap on the second beat there. Yeah. Okay, now the other option is just to ignore that little flurry altogether and just go down, up, down. In fact, if you're a beginner, I would maybe recommend that. Down, up, mute, up, down, up, mute, up, down. Okay? Totally fine. So, with those three options, I give to you as what you're going to do, but I don't want to get too bogged down on that. But that is an essential technique that you can work towards, or you can just ignore it. Totally fine. So, we have 8 bars of A minor in the beginning. You know, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now we start the verse. Now we're going to get to the chord progression. So we start with the main pattern. And I'm just maybe I'll switch to the beginner pattern. So down, up, mute. And then you anticipate a G. And you go down, up, mute. And then F major 7. So F with the thumb. You could do the bar chord if you don't like using the thumb like that. Either way. But this is a kind of a nice chord. So you go up, down, up, mute, and then E7. Up, down, up, mute, up, down, up, mute, up, mute. Okay? So that whole line from the verse. You get a shiver. I'm going to do the beginner version without the raschiato just to make it as simple as possible. Ready? 3. You get a shiver in the dark. It's raining in the park. Put me in time. We repeat that. You stop and you hold everything. Okay, let me just interject here. If the mute is giving you problems, it's just this. See how I'm lifting these fingers slightly, but I'm not going like this. So a lot of muting is right hand or left hand depending on the style. In this case, we're muting with the right because fingerstyle allows you to mute a little easier. Okay, so if that's giving you problems, you can just ignore the mute. Totally fine, all right? Always nice to have options in case something is tricking you up a little bit. So we just did the A minor to G to F to E7 twice. Now we have a C, and there's a little bit of a flurry. So either an up raschiato, or a down up down, or just up down. Okay, so why don't we do the easiest version, up down? So after we go G, F major 7, E7, this is the second time. Here comes the C. Band is blowing Dixie, double G. Nice and easy, F major 7, A minor. Okay, now we're at this part where we go. Okay, so that's F major 7, and we're going to go kind of a up, mute, up, down, slide. So that's a little slower. If you want to be a little more exact, we kind of want the melody to be third string and then second string, so that would be strumming where the third string is the last note of the 4 strings, and then the second up, you start on the second string. That's a bit advanced, so don't worry about that too much. I would, you know, depending on your level. So just to reiterate here, a little slower, up, mute, up, down, slide, and then mute, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, mute, up, down, up. Okay, one more time. That's the completion of the final verse. I mean, sorry, the final verse of the first verse. Then we do another verse. So let's do the second verse and sort of practice. Ready? Starting in the A minor. 3, 4. If I'm going fast, just pause and practice slower. Here comes the C. Good. G. F major 7, A minor. Here comes the F, up, slide, and then he repeats up, slide, way on down south, and then the chorus, London town. Okay, so the second verse, the only difference is we do the F to slide up to G twice. That's when he says, you know, way on down south, way on down south, way on down south. And then the chorus starts with him saying, London town. Okay, now we have, again, some sort of fills acting as our rhythm part. So this is where you can get a little tricky here. So we're just going to go. So we go, well, to be exact here, we want to kind of get away from just strumming only. So we go down, up, mute, up, or raschiato, but down, up, mute, up, and then pick, if you can. You can ignore this and just strum the chords, but I'm going to kind of dip our toes into the more advanced territory here. You want to pick the 4th, 3rd, 2nd strings and then go open to represent the G chord, and then 4th, 3rd, 2nd strings of an F. Okay, so we're stepping into the lead territory here. Not that bad. The trick is, though, is to imagine you're going to an F major, even though you don't need all the strings right away, but you will need them soon. So it's like, and you immediately start strumming the F, okay? If you're not doing that, you would just have to strum the A minor G to F normal, which isn't easier, right? So this is as easy as it gets, I think. Then you strum the F. Then you go back to our lead part here. You get a 201, 4th, 3rd, 2nd strings going. It's from a C chord. We're not playing a C chord though, it's over an F bass. So don't worry about the bass, just abandon the chord completely and go here and hit it twice to open. And then you hit the open twice, so that's. And when you hit the open, get to a G chord. And by the second time you hit open, you're strumming down up on a G. So that's from the beginning. Again. Okay. That's as beginner as it gets for this song, because If you did anything less than that, you would kind of be missing out, and it would still be hard because you're switching the chords so fast. So last time, 3, 4, London town. Once more, London town. I actually didn't do the lead part, but it still works, so you can just strum it. Then we have another verse, and the song literally repeats. So you're done with the rhythm part. The solos are all over the verse and chorus. The lyrics, there's no bridge. The lyrics are verse and chorus. So that's the song. Now we get to the part of the lesson where, we're going to do the fills. Now, these can be tricky, not only because they're just tricky to play, but also because we need to know where they are in the form. So I'm going to go through them methodically and show you where they are in the form so that you know where to put them in, okay? And you can work them into your part. So we're going to start with the intro. Okay, and we go, oh, 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 2 hammer on, 4th and 3rd strings. Okay, that's the first fill. Second bar of the intro, so it's... Okay, good. Next one, oh, hammer 2, 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd fret. Then you go 4th string, 2nd string, 1st fret, 3rd string, 2nd fret, and then you go kind of mute. It's like a little mute trick here. Basically, you just mute everything to the 1st string, open, 3rd fret, open, 1, 1st fret, 2nd string, and then O1 hammer, O2. So that's... So all the fills of the intro, 3, 4. Here we go. Good. Next one. Ready? Good. You get a shiver in the dark, and we go on our way. Here's the first fill. It's just very simple. 4 to 6 slide, 4th string, 6, 4, and then back to A minor. Okay, second phrase. This time we slide up to 6th fret, 4th string, 5th fret, 2nd string. This is a 6th here. This is the minor 6. Okay, it's 2 chord tones in this C shape of E, in case you want to think about the theory of it. Okay, so every lick, every fill comes from some shape of caged, regardless of what some YouTubers say when they say forget about caged. It's not really an option. Cage is just there whether we like it or not. So, without getting too sidetracked, 4 to 6 slide and then 5th fret, 2nd string. And you just hit it twice. Actually 3 times, excuse me. 1, 2, 3. And then that leads us into the C. Alright, good. Here's the G, here's the fun part. Love that, right? So that's when a band is blowing Dixie, double 4 time. So that's O-O-O. It's a G triad, open. And you go 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and. Okay, so that's O, O, and then a C triad, 2-0-1, twice. And then open, and then 3-3-2 of an F major 7. And you can, if you're going to combine the parts, you could have the F major ready. So last time. Band is blowing Dixie, double 4 time. Good. Moving on. Here's the A minor. Okay, nice little riff there. O2 hammer on. 2 3rd string, back to 4th string, 2nd string, 1st fret, 2nd string, 2nd fret, 3rd string. Basically just outline the A minor chord. Then we kind of covered this in the rhythm part already. You just kind of hit this triad here, 3-3-2, then 3-2-1. Just keep it all there. And then pinch, slide. Now on the G chord, instead of just strumming the G chord like this, you can do, okay, nice classic riff of this song. You slide 5 to 7 bass, 5 7 5. on the next strings. Good. Okay, that's the first verse. All right, second verse. A minor to E7. Now we do a similar fill as before. We slide up to 6 and 5, fourth and second strings. But this time we go, so 6 fret second string, now pinch 5 and 6, go down 2 frets to 4 and 3, and then 2, 1. All right, so you just down 2 frets, same shape. So it's coming in and get the rain. I love this coming fill here. So good. And I like it with the capo because you get that open. So that would be 5. So that's when he says, coming out of the rain to hear the jazz go down. 5-4 pull off, 5th fret second string, 4th fret next string down, and then 2-1 slide, 2-0 pull off next string down. Sorry, I meant to pull off this off here. Nice. Leading us into the C. Competition. Here's our fill we've already done. So good. Back to the F. All but the horns. Oh, I love this riff here. When he says all but the horns, they're blowing that sound. 5 and 5, first and third strings. 4 and 3, 2 and 0. Back to our riff we've already covered. And then, right, we just repeat that. London Town. So we've made to the chorus. As you can expect, we've already pretty much covered the lead part in the rhythm, but let's just reiterate it here. London Town, you just kind of isolate, just like before. But this time, whoops, we go up. So this is so great. So triads here. After this, and then you slide your index up to 5, a bar basically, 4th, 3rd, 2nd strings, and then 5, 4, 3. And I'm just getting my thumb there because I've been playing this with the rhythm, but you don't need to if you just want to do the fill. So then one more time, 3, 4, London Town. Here we go. Slide up to 5, and then repeat. Good. Second time, you do the fill from before, the 5 to 7 slide, 5, 7, 5. Okay, good. Now we go to the third verse. So this is when, check out Guitar George. He knows all the chords. We slide 2, 1, 2. So basically slide up to 4, 3, 4. However you want to do it. I went from 2, 1, 2 because it's the lowest you can go. And then you pinch it, 4, 3, 4. That's an E7 coming from the D shape of Cage. You make that root a flat 7. It's a D. It's an E7. So you pinch it, then go down a fret, and then back up, and then a nice A minor add 9. So that's 505. Coming from the E minor shape of A minor. Okay? Amazing riff coming up here. Simply rhythm, he doesn't want to make it cry or sing. Okay, so wow, cool stuff. Of course, it's a little different on electric because you can actually bend the G string and you can't bend a wound G. So we're kind of faking a bend here. So 2 on the 3rd string, the slightest bend, 2nd string open, 1st string open, back to 2nd string open. Now 3 to 5, again, we're simulating a bend by sliding. 4th fret, 1st string, slide that 5th fret down to 3rd, and the 1st string to 2nd, so you're just sliding down a whole step. Like that. Now, slide 3 to 5, and then open. And if you're not playing rhythm, then you would have more time to go like this. Back, down, and up. So that's... Okay? Or if you're playing rhythm, all you have time for... Okay, now we're on the C. Okay, and on the G chord, we do something a little different. Instead of, we don't do that this time, it's, let me get the lyrics going. So, they say an old guitar is all he can afford. Okay, so that's nice. That's 2 to 4 slide, 3rd string, 3rd fret, 2nd string, 4 to 2 slide, and then you hit both strings 3 times. So that's, and the 3rd time you can just add it with the chord if you're playing the chord. All right, good. Now on the F here, all right. When he gets into the lights to play his thing, same fill as before. Now instead of, we do O2 hammer on, and then O 4th string, and that leads us into Harry doesn't mind. And Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't make the scene. All right, so that's a 2 to 4 slide 3rd string with the 1st string open, and you just slide back to 2 and then to 4. Okay, he's got a daytime job. He's doing all right. Okay, so that's, he's doing all right, and then 2 to 4 slide 1st string, hit it again, open, 2nd string open, 2-1 pull off, 1st string open, leading into the C. Good. Back to C and then G. Bop, bop. We've covered this before. Saving it up for Friday night. So then we have, pretty cool. So that's O to 2, excuse me, hammer on, 3rd string 2nd fret, back to 4th string, and then 1, 2nd string, O, 3, 3rd string, 2. Good. Back to the regular Sultans. You've covered this before. With the Sultans, we're at the chorus. Woo, we did it. Slide up, down, one more time. You've done it. Okay, so every fill is delicious. I just think they really crafted some amazing parts. Obviously, Mark Knopfler is a genius on the guitar. So what a pleasure to learn this, to teach this, to play this. I hope it makes sense. Try to combine it when you're feeling up to it, but don't rush. Just give it its time. Maybe cover each riff along with the recording, and sort of see how each part kind of works together. So there you go. Enjoy and have a good one.